Hello, my name's Sam. Welcome to my channel. Sorry, I feel like I can't control my excitement because my husband very kindly got me a new camera for Christmas. And if you've watched any of my videos before, which you haven't because I don't have very many views yet, you probably have heard me say that, oh, I can't wait to get a vlogging camera. I can't wait to get a vlogging camera. I need a new camera. I need a new camera. I'm doing it on my phone. It's so annoying, blah, blah, blah. I have no service. I have no storage. I have no this. I have no that. He got me a vlogging camera for Christmas, which I was not expecting. I cried. I thought that we were going to get like a used one eventually down the road, but I have a camera and I'm really excited. So for the first video on my new camera, I just wanted to do a quick and easy 2025 goals video. And now the best thing is that I can look at my phone while I am filming a video, so I don't have to like it's just so much easier. And I'm very excited, and I feel like I need to wipe the smirk off my face, and I'm gonna watch this back and think that I look so obnoxious. So I'm gonna start with, I have like a couple different categories. I have reading goals, I have like YouTube video goals, and then I just have some plans in general that I want to make sure that I actually complete. So first, for reading goals, my number one is that I want to read 75 books this year, and I've only read 66 books in 2024, which is lower than I have the previous year. I usually hit around 100, but because I've been, you know, fiddling around with making videos, and I'm not a very good like persevere kind of person. I get discouraged very easily. Like even just trying to set up this camera, I couldn't get it connected to like the app you need, and I was having a little mini breakdown. So it takes me a long time to figure stuff out, and even like setting up videos and setting up my lighting and all that, it takes me a really long time. Instead of spending my free time reading, I'm spending my free time planning videos or editing, and I'm still like not very good at editing. So yeah, that is my book goal, is to try to read 75 books this year. And also not just because like I feel like you need to read like a super high amount of books in order to not, you know, be valid on like BookTube or be valid as a reader, not at all. But with like wanting to make recommendation videos and just like the content and stuff that I want to make, I feel like I need to be reading a lot of books. Like I barely read or keep up with like the new books that are coming out, and or reading like old like backlist books. I feel like in order to like make good recommendation videos, I need to like build up the amount of books that I've read. So that's enough rambling for that. Number one, read 75 books this year. Goal number two is I really want to reread my favorites. So the way that I kind of like consume and like purchase books right now is I don't buy a lot of like books that I haven't read. I'll get my books from the library, and then if I love it, if it's like a favorite, or if I listen to an audiobook and I just love it and I want to reread it or own it so I can like actually like, you know, tab up and annotate, then I buy it. And so most of the books on my shelves, like this side and this side, these are like my favorites. These are like my all-time favorites for the time being. And so a lot of these books here I want to reread and annotate. And so that is my goal, is to do more rereads. I would like to do one a month, but I'm actually going to set my goal to be, for the year, I want to do 10 rereads, because I know there's going to be a couple months where, you know, I'm gonna drop the ball. And also it's hard to like reread books that you already have or that you've already read when there's so many new books coming out. But I'm gonna pull a few that I definitely want to reread. Shark Heart by Emily Hebeck, Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson, Everything Sad Is Untrue by Daniel Nairi, In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, Normal People by Sally Rooney, The Hollow Places and Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. All of those books I would consider all-time favorites, and I remember them having really like beautiful parts or beautiful language and writing and just things that I love and wanted to pick out. A lot of them too are books that I read via audiobook the first time, and so I need to experience it in both formats. So yeah, that's the next goal. rereads. Number 3 is to actually read the books on my want to read shelf on Goodreads. I feel like every time I look at it, I get overwhelmed with all the books that I've said that I've wanted to read, and I often try to go through and say, okay, am I actually still interested in this book? And then I read the synopsis again and I say, okay, yeah, no, I am. And it's still over 100, which I know isn't really that big, and it's not like I have like hundreds of unread books on my shelves, because I think that would really overwhelm me. But I have some books on there that have been on there for like 4 years, and I keep thinking like, okay, clearly I don't want to read it that much if it's still sitting on this shelf. But then I reread the synopsis and I like look at the average rating and I read some reviews and I say, okay, fine, I guess I'll read it eventually, or I guess I'll keep it there. So, and I'm also really bad at going to the library and just picking like random books that I've never heard of and reading those instead of the books that I've actually wanted to read for like 4+ years. Okay, number 4 is ABA, always be audiobooking. In order to actually read all the books that I want to read, I really need to commit to listening to more audiobooks. I already do, I'd say probably 50% of my reading is audiobooks, but I could still keep that at like 50%, but just do it more often. Like whenever I'm driving, audiobook, cleaning, audiobook. You know, granted that I'm not having to actively like parent my child and like not ignore her by having headphones on. Even things like making graphics for like Instagram or YouTube, like I could be listening to an audiobook. I'm not the best multitasker though, so I feel like if I was trying to like pay attention to an audiobook, but like I'm trying to like think and like make a graphic, I don't know if that would work very well. But basically the point is I need to just be like doubly productive. Like I'm getting reading done, but I'm also cleaning the house and doing laundry and cooking. Okay, the next is more a life goal, but it will allow me to accomplish the video goals that I have and the reading goals that I have, and that is to have less screen time. When I say less screen time, I don't mean like that I watch a ton of TV and I need to really cut that down, because I watch almost no TV. If I'm consuming like media, I'm watching YouTube videos, but mainly the big issue is I am obsessed with playing games on my phone. I spend so much time staring at my phone, not like doom scrolling Instagram, but like mindlessly playing games. And it's so bad to a point that there's this one game I play, and I don't just play it on my phone, I play it on my husband's old phone. So I have 2 accounts of the same game so that I can like, you know, share things between the 2 accounts. Like, so usually I wake up in the morning and I start playing the game on my one phone, and then when I'm all out of like energy, I watch the ad to get more, and then I start playing on the next phone, and then I watch the ad, and then I go back and forth, and I do that like endlessly in the morning, and it's really bad. It's a problem, and I understand that it's a problem, and I really need to do that less because it's embarrassing. Like, it's to a point where I'll bring both of the phones to work with me, and I'll just like, when I'm, you know, not obviously actively working, if, you know, we have downtime or I'm on break, and I'm just like playing games on both phones, and everyone is like, why do you have 2 phones? And I'm like, because I have an addiction. So I really need less screen time. Now, the only exception to this is I will like play certain games while listening to audiobooks. And ideally I would be listening to audiobooks while being productive. But another reason why I love audiobooks is because I can do my like mindless gaming on my phone while listening, and then I don't feel like as much of a schlub, I guess. So yeah, less screen time. Next are a couple video goals. The first one is to post 1 video a week. And it doesn't seem like that much, but I have not been able to do this the entire time that I've been making videos, which is only since November last year. I think I've only posted like 22 videos, and I have a really hard time like filming it and then editing it, and then sometimes so much time has gone by and I think, well, this is pointless to post now because I like filmed this video, like this vlog is from like 2 months ago. I get discouraged really easily, so I think like, oh, like I have been working on this video for so long, like there's no point like in posting it or in doing whatever. But I really just need to get over that and realize that nobody is even watching my videos right now, so just make what I like and post what I like and just try to be consistent, and then maybe eventually I will get somewhere. So that is the goal, 1 video a week. The next is still to do with videos, but this is more video plans. So I have this idea and I'm really hoping that I actually stick with it and do it, because it would be a year-long video. It would be a video that I would film throughout the year, and then hopefully if I've kept up with it and I've been consistent, I can post it at the end of the year. And basically every time I read a book, in real time, like once I finish it, I want to just give a very quick, like 1-sentence summary, 1-sentence review, and like rank it. So then by the end of the year, if I've kept up with it, I'll have like a real-time accurate ranking of like everything that I've read. Yeah, so that is something that I really want to do, because I think I've watched a couple of booktubers where they've had like year-long videos, and it's so interesting, like especially seeing like, you know, them change kind of like over the year. Yeah, but I have a feeling that I might start it and then like peter out. That's why it's a goal. And then I also want to continue with some things that I've already filmed and done and make them kind of like recurring series. So in November I filmed a daily games chooses my TBR. So I played like Wordle, Connections, Strands, and Colorful, and then based on the answers that I got for those, I made a TBR. And I want to keep doing that every month, and I actually want to read the books that I put on that TBR. And the last video that I made that I want to continue to make is added to my TBR because, and this is just where every time, you know, I'm say watching other booktubers and I see a book that they mention that I really, because of how they like explained it or reviewed it, I want to read it and I add it to my want to read or my TBR. I have been keeping track of that. So basically then the video is just me going through the books that other booktubers mentioned and what they said about it that made me want to read it. And I want to keep doing that because I found that really fun to like go through and film. And also I just like to know where like other people are getting their recommendations, and then also just like, you know, showing the things that like other booktubers do that make the books like sound really interesting. So I want to keep doing that. That one is really fun. And my last goal is Instagram. I want to regularly post reviews on Instagram, and not like thought-provoking written reviews, because I am not good at that. I read some people's reviews and they're so beautifully written, and they're able to like, you know, pull out the points of the book and like themes of the book and like things that it did or things that it maybe did like that were problematic. And I read these reviews and I think, oh wow, that makes so much sense, but I could never have pulled that out of my brain. So the reviews that I post are not going to be like that, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do, and I just need to do that consistently. And I feel like once I figure out what I want to do and I can like make the graphic, and then I can just like pull in the pieces that I want. And so I just need to sit down one day and just figure out how I want that to look, and then that way I can actually do it. So for me it's a lot of like pre-planning. I really need to pre-plan, but I am not a pre-planner. My brain is like, you need to make a plan and you need to know everything that you're doing. But then my brain is also like, but I don't want to do that. So those are all the goals I have. Hopefully I am able to actually accomplish them. And thank you for watching if you did, and hopefully see you in the next one in a week.